Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Big Nate's Whiskey Lunch. I am Nate. Got another review for you. This one is going to be a Scotch. I've had it for about a year or so. Haven't opened it, haven't tried it yet. This is the Arran Malt. This is from the Arran Distillery, which is one of the Highlands, specifically in Ireland. In Scotland, there are 5 designated regions of Scotch, one of which is the Highlands, and then there's a lot of us that are big fans of Scotch consider a 6th region the islands. If you ever look at the map, Highlands is massive and takes up the majority of Scotland. So we always kind of refer to the islands. While they're part of Highland, they should really be separate. And this Arran is a Highland, but one of the islands. The Arran Distillery. This whiskey that I have here is the Lochranza Reserve. Comes in at 43% ABV. There's no age statement on it. It is non-chill filtered and bottled at natural color. So Scotland does allow for caramel coloring in their whiskey. It doesn't affect the taste, and so I don't really care as long as it tastes good. But this particular release does not have coloring in it. Now that looks like based off of the this is the Isle of Arran, and based off of the stuff here, they were established in 1995, so relatively new compared to nice cork pop. Relatively new compared to a lot of the Scottish distilleries. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a pour. Nice light color. I'm expecting it to be young. I have no reason to think this. But based off of the fact that it's not age stated, I'm going to guess it's less than 10 years old. However, I have no real facts to base that off of, just an opinion. Give it a little swirl job. Matt, I hope you're okay if I give the SJ to some Scotch. Okay, malted. There's a little bit of peat in here. It's not a ton of peat, but there is some peat. I wasn't sure going in if it was going to be peated or not. There is some peat in here. I mentioned in a previous video about easing your way into peated Scotch. This would be a good ease in. It's not very dominant like a Laphroaig or Ardbeg or a Lagavulin or Bruichladdich. I could just go on and on with them. But it's not very aggressive. You're not diving in. This is kind of testing the waters. So, all right. Fruity. I'm getting some light fruit on this. Maybe like some pear. I was getting a grapey note, but I don't know if it's that. Pear. Definitely pear. Malty. Again, this is a single malt. Again, single malt, 2 separate things. Single means it comes from one distillery, and malt means it's 100% barley, malted barley. Yes, it's a very, very juicy pear with a little bit of peat on it. Does it say what type of oak it was used? No, it does not. And that is okay. All right, let's give this a taste. Fruity, peaty, a little peaty. The nose carries to the palate. It's a little dry. About halfway it turns dry. It's good. It's a lot better than I expected. This bottle, I was doing some research right beforehand because I wanted to double check what region the distillery was from and things like that. This is about a $54 bottle, $55. Don't remember what I paid. Could have been more, could have been less. I honestly do not know. Yeah, it's very tasty. Reminds me a little bit of like Talisker Storm, which is also another Highland whiskey. But Talisker Storm has more peat than this. I do actually have a bottle of that. It's this bottle right here at the very, very back of this row. Nice, light, refreshing, fruity. This is a very, very good Scotch. To the extent where it's a touch boring, but very enjoyable. This would be a good sipping Scotch. This would be a good introductory Scotch, as well as a good introduction to peat. I know Daniel from Whiskey Tribe likes the Arran. I don't know if it's the specific one. I think this is one of their lower end ones, so he's probably into one of the more interesting ones. This is good. I like this a lot. Thanks for sticking around for this review. Again, I'm Big Nate. This is Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, on Instagram, and now I'm on TikTok. I'm trying to get that set up, and I'm learning that. So I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.